Hey everyone, I'm Mackayla. Welcome to the Soundtrack of Our Lives podcast. We're going to jump right in with the two hardest questions of all. Who are you and what have you been up to recently?
Oh, I'm Annie Blue from Her Leather Jacket. And lately I've just been hanging with my family. I got a beautiful 6-month-old daughter. So my wife and I have been spending a lot of time after we played when we were young. And then we opened for the Used shortly thereafter. So couple of really big shows, and then and now I'm getting to spend some time with my family.
Well, that's nice.
Yeah.
Is it weird going from playing, all of that to then the quiet time with the family?
A little bit. A little bit because you're so into the whole, like, you're so focused, you're so dialed in, you're so ready, and then now it's like there's no schedule. Whenever she's hungry, she's hungry. Whenever she's tired, and you're kind of on her schedule. So you're, kind of went from the front man and lead singer of the band to, hey, I'm a dad at home, and I just whatever she needs, I'm helping her with.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Has it changed how you're kind of looking down the line at, future shows and things like that?
Yes and no. I mean, I always knew, my wife and I always talked about, I always wanted to be touring. I always wanted to be a musician. So we kind of knew that and mentally prepped um, for missing her. And my buddy had asked me, he just had twins. And he says, what's it like when you leave for shows and stuff? And it's not, doesn't make it that much easier, but I guess mentally I'm more prepared because I knew that was kind of going to be part of the game. So my wife's great, and she never she's always very supportive for me to go do what I need to do. And then when I'm home, I help out and participate.
That's good. At
Yeah,
least you were, somewhat prepared for it.
yeah,
So you guys have a song coming out soon.
we do. We have one coming out on Thursday called Fun.
What can you share about it?
It was the first song I think that we wrote, and we're really like, okay, I think we're starting to get the hang of this. I think we'd written a handful of songs before that, um, that were cool, that were fun. No pun intended. That was, but they were cool, and I think we were like, okay, these are pretty good, and then Fun was the first one where we're like, oh, I think we're really starting to get the hang of this as far as what we like, sonically, melodically, lyrically. And it was fun because we wrote it with Aaron Gillespie, and he came in. He's like, I got this crazy drum idea and this crazy thing. He goes, we need a wild title for it. And so um, the basically the tagline is, if we're all going to hell, at least it will be fun. So I was like, that's sort of what I want to. That's the title I had in my phone, and I said, I think it might match your crazy drum idea thing. And he's like, oh, let's do it, let's do it. So we ended up writing that song, and I think that kind of kicked us off to this new um, approach to songwriting, and I think a new sort of batch of songs that I think we're very excited to release.
That's super exciting that you have
Yeah,
more planned out.
yeah, we got tons, and I want to get back in January and keep writing, and we're gonna keep releasing singles, and I think right now is the idea. So um, we can release one song at a time and kind of put everything into that song, and be really excited about that, and then move on to the next, and that's really fun until we decide we want to release a full length.
Hmm. What does that songwriting process look like for you?
It depends. It varies. But typically it's myself, Wesley, and Aaron. We'll bring in some guys from time to time. We wrote a song with Spencer, Aaron's bandmate. Um, and we wrote a song with our guitar player. He came in for one. There's a friend here in Nashville who I've written other songs with from previous projects that I've been wanting to get him into. So we just got to get the time together. But it typically we write on acoustic guitar, and we either have a song title, an idea, a feeling, a vibe in mind, and then we kind of go off that. And Aaron's been very good at starting it, and his idea for music and his ability to play weird chords that still go together and it kind of all fits. And then he built, we kind of build the rest out. He kind of goes, okay, let me start, and we'll start with drums. And so him and Wes will kind of geek out and nerd out on drum stuff. So it makes it, and I just sit there and enjoy the conversation. And then when we start to add guitars and bass, it starts to all come together. And then, so we kind of get the skeleton of that. And then we start to go, okay, are we doing a breakdown here? Are we doing something else here? Are we doubling the chorus? Those kinds of fun things. So
Hmm.
we kind of write the song on acoustic, kind of get sort of the tone and the um, idea of what the song's going to sound like. And then we kind of just pile on top of that.
That sounds fun.
It's a lot of fun. It is a lot of fun. I really do enjoy. I mean, we were done. We wanted to write about 11 songs and just kind of see where we're at. And we wrote the 11 songs. And I was like, man, I know what I want to do next. Like let's keep writing. Let's keep doing this. So I'm excited to kind of get back after the holidays and get back to writing and explore different sounds and different ideas as well. I think that's always a fun part of the songwriting aspect is we can write so many things, and Aaron's so fast at making demos that we can have a pretty good quality demos to kind of put back to back and be like, hey, is this how we want to is this how we want to start releasing songs? Is it
Hmm.
this way, this way, this way? Or um maybe that sounded really good the day of, and listening back up against other songs, maybe it doesn't quite feel like it fits everything else. So yeah, so it's been cool.
How long does it take you guys to figure out the order that you want to release songs?
um that's a great question. We kind of just go with like what do we have, what's ready. Like we got songs ready that were like, okay, these x amount are for sure we want to release. And then
Hmm.
so Death Train kind of was like, we got with our team and we all kind of agreed Death Train was going to be the first single from, since we released our last single before that was November last year. So we hadn't released anything because we were just writing and working on stuff.
Hmm.
um and so we were like, this got to be the first one just before when we were young. And we were really excited about it. And then Aaron's like, hey, why don't, if that's the first one, why don't we get Kellen Quinn on it? And I was like, yeah, cool. So he just texted him, and Kellen was really, really cool about it and did a really great job and kind of brought a new dynamic and a new idea to life. So we're like, this definitely going to be first. And then once that one's out and we're stoked, we go, okay, we start looking to the next one. And it could be, looking down the road and being like, okay, in January I want to release this one, and then February, and then or whatever the order is. But um, it just depends. But lately we've just kind of been like, what are we feeling, and then just do
Hmm.
it. So it's been really cool.
That's a good mindset to have, just kind of going for it.
Yeah, we have them. We have them. They're ready. So well, like it's kind of just like, what are we feeling? Like
Hmm.
this was a great release, and and the point really is to have fun with them, right? Like it's one single, and we're gonna get to release another single, and so it's like the one we're most excited about right now, the day of, in this room, what is it? Boom.
Yeah.
Okay. We all agree, or majority agrees. So we end up going with that.
What do you do when there isn't a majority? I guess with three people, there typically is.
Yeah, typically there is. I think what we rely to on, we have a great management team that will kind of add their input and kind of see what they, I'm always curious to know what they think. Doesn't, and so we kind of play off of that, and they might like a song for a different reason. They might not like a song for some reason or whatever it
Hmm.
is to be released. But yeah, it's just we kind of all sit around and go, I like this one, I like this one, I like this one. Okay, well that's whatever. So yeah,
How do you make sure that everybody feels heard?
it's a good question. Well, we typically talked about the songs that we liked from coming out of like the demos and that kind of thing. So we already
Hmm.
kind of have a decent basis of like who likes what.
Yeah.
Um, and then at the end of the day, Wes and I will kind of just have to get together and then make the actual final decision. So typically we're very much on the same page, or it's like it's this one or this one, or I don't care, and I don't, or other, like doesn't bother me between these two. And
Hmm.
then I'll be like, well, it doesn't bother me between these two. And maybe if we have one in common, then boom, that's the one. So yeah.
What advice would you give to somebody who is, kind of struggling with that balance of like speaking up, but then also not, making sure that everyone around them is also heard?
I think you got to listen to everybody. But ultimately, I think if you trust your gut and you trust your instincts, then um, you got to go for it. And I think, I moved to Nashville in 2018 and I spent a lot of time like listening to everybody around and people, other teams I was on and who I was working with. Um, and I didn't want to say no to anything. I kind of wanted to be like, you guys been here longer. You guys supposedly should know more. So I wanted to learn, and so I was always the mindset of let me do it one time, and I say I did it your way, and it either worked or here's how I would adjust it, or go, hey,
Mhm.
I did it, I didn't like it this way, we're gonna do it a different way. So I would say for sure to listen and be observant of as to what's going on around and what everybody else is saying, but then ultimately if you're the artist, trust your gut. You wrote the song for a reason. You like the song for a reason. So, if you really believe in it, kind of just stick to your guns.
That's good advice.
Thank you.
What would you say is the best advice you've ever been given?
That is a great question. Um, I think it was probably from Aaron. He's been in the game forever, and he that a lot of that came from him too, where he was kind of like, "Hey, listen. At the end of the day, you're the artist. You have to love what you're doing. You have to love the songs you're putting out, and if and at the end of the day, fuck them. So he said, just go for it and have fun with it. But know that what you're, same thing. Like you wrote the song for a reason, you love the song for a reason. If you truly believe in it, then kind of back it up.
Mhm. That's very good advice.
Yeah.
I feel like sometimes people struggle with just, you know, going with their gut.
Yeah, and it could be scary. It could be scary, especially when maybe people around are saying, "Well, this song is better, or that song is better, or you shouldn't play the song in the set, or maybe you shouldn't play it. You should play an instrument, or you shouldn't play like." And it's like, but I want to,
Hmm.
and then you got to know that you put in the practice and the work to do it, so that you can either prove them wrong or put on the show you want to put on at the end of the day. So
Yeah, it's important to learn when to listen to your gut.
yes,
It's not always right.
not always right, but I think for the most part you should be able to know that you've at least put in enough effort and work to have the reason, have a reason why you feel that way.
Hmm.
You trust it.
Yeah. And then I guess my last piece of advice I'm going to ask you for is you haven't been doing it very long, but for somebody who's working on balancing a career with having a child, what advice would you give them?
Time management, number one. That's the biggest one. Time management, and I think the biggest, and I actually told my buddy this the other day. Um, I think the biggest help for me in my careers was this can be a little sappy maybe. We've been watching a lot of Hallmark movies. Um, but finding the right partner, finding the right person, I think goes a long way. I think if at home you're well supported, I think you can go through a lot of ups, a lot of downs, and kind of be there for each other. That's been to me the biggest help is having someone who's there supporting me and kind of understands like, hey, I got studio, I can't get up at 3 a.m. in the morning to feed the baby or do my turn because I need to sleep, I need to because I got to sing tomorrow or vice versa. It has to be reciprocal at some point
Hmm.
too. But that's the biggest before even having the kid and having a
Yep.
career, I think is find the right person. And then just be open and communicate and be like, this is what I need. I need to rest. I need to sleep. I need to, so that I can go out and perform. And then when we have downtime, because it seems like there's a lot, it's like it's very, very busy and then very, very calm and then very, very busy and then very, very calm. So then, you got to do your part on the other side of that. So, but time management too has been huge.
Time management is so much, it sounds so much easier than it is.
100% for sure. Absolutely. But you just kind of have to try to get things done. And when she's crying, if you get home late and you're tired and you maybe don't want to put clothes away or you don't want to do laundry, you can punt that to the next day. You can't do that with a baby. The
Yeah.
baby's, you know, got a shit in a diaper or needs a bath or is crying and needs to sleep. Regardless of how you feel, you got to go get that done. So once all that gets done, then you can kind of go, okay, what are my priorities? Like, what are the things I need to, like, I absolutely need to get done throughout the day, whether it's work related, passion projects, or anything like that, then you kind of start to go, oh, this usually is fun, but I think I need to focus on finishing this before the baby wakes up. And then if I have
Hmm.
time, maybe I'll play a game of Madden or whatever.
Yeah. And it's always one of those things, even when you feel like it's, perfect, you're like, well, I could do this a little differently.
Yeah,
I feel like there's no perfect way to manage time.
there isn't. But as long as you're open-minded and willing to learn and go, hey, you know what? I could have done that better. I'm going to try a different way next time. You kind of just learn as you go. And that's with or without a baby. That's just in life in general, I guess.
Yeah. It's just a life skill that is can never stop learning.
Yeah, absolutely. Someone told me be more observant than you like listen more than you speak. And I thought that was pretty cool because if you observe everything that's going on around you, you kind of pick up on things and you kind of learn and ask questions if um and that's just kind of how I've been going about things.
That's a good mindset to have.
Hmm. Yeah.
So before I ask the last question, was there
Yeah.
anything else you want to mention or talk about today?
No, we have our new single coming out, which we already talked about, but I'll say it one more time. Fun is coming out December 4th. We're very excited about it. We wrote it just before we played Warped Tour this summer, so um, I was very stoked to put that one out. I think that was when we kind of looked at each other. We're like, damn, okay, I think we're right in the ballpark of what we want to be doing. So it's kind of the catalyst that made us write a bunch of other songs after that, and I think it's a really fun song. It's really supposed to be kind of tongue in cheek and fun. So yeah.
Awesome. Okay, our last question is what is the soundtrack of your life?
Oh damn. Soundtrack of my life. Probably a lot of John Mayer and a lot of Bring Me the Horizon. So very, very polar opposite. Does that
I
make
like
sense?
it.
Does
It
that answer
does.
the
I
question?
like
Okay,
it.
cool, 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 cool.
I mean, it's your life. It doesn't matter if it makes
I
sense to
wasn't sure.
everybody
I
else.
wasn't sure if I answered. Yes, yes. Okay, yeah. John Mayer, Bring Me the Horizon, are kind of two that I go back to quite a bit. The new Post Malone country record is pretty sick too, though. So we're all over the map.
So, for all of our listeners who want to stay updated on you guys, hear their new music, where can they find you?
Her Leather Jacket official on Instagram. I believe it's the same on TikTok. We have a website, herleatherjacket.com, and we post a lot. I like I like Instagram, so I know for sure that everything's up there on Instagram. So go check it out. Stay up to date. We have a lot of songs we want to release, so hopefully you like the new one. Can go back to some old ones, and then wait for the next ones to come out in the new year.
Yeah. Well, that's super exciting.
Awesome. Yep,
Okay.
it
Well,
absolutely is.
yeah. Thank you so much for taking the time to talk with me today.
Thank you. Have a great evening.
Thanks, you too.
See ya.
So go watch the